Yum. So Colin, what do we got here? Walk me through it.
Ultra4 car.
Ultra4 car. That's a Ford.
Yeah, that's what's a scratch on the back that covered it up.
Yeah. There. It was like labeled right here, but no. Black Rifle Coffee is better. So yeah, this is an Ultra4 car, a Ford Bronco.
Yep.
And what engine's in it?
Ford 351 Windsor that's been boarded strokes to a 427.
427. Wow, and it sounds amazing. How much horsepower you got, you think?
Hopefully around 500. It hasn't been on a dyno since the rebuild and the last time it's been tuned. The first time it was on a dyno, we had some tune issues and we didn't make that much.
But
it's making a lot more than it used to.
And it sounds like it as well. It's really, really nice. So what do we got going on the inside?
Got your, I guess, standard desert racing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Lowrance for navigation, and then I guess a little different. We've got some AIM systems. We have one AIM logger dash and then a basic AIM display.
Is that like a competitor to Motec?
Yeah, it'd be maybe a competitor to Motec.
Sure.
We're a little different. We're also running everything off of Megasquirt ECUs, so we have a custom CAN protocol to talk from the Megasquirt over to the AIM, pull in all the data that we want. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's the gist of the interior. We've got our standard radios, a nice Kenwood with an intercom from PCI. Actually have an extra little, that other box over, black box to the left is an AIM Smarty Cam.
Oh,
which is,
that's cool.
It talks to the logger dash and you can overlay certain engine parameters to your video feed.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it set up correctly and if you remember to turn it on. And then into two composite seats instead of suspension seats. I think both me and my co-driver and I both like that a lot better.
Sure, especially with the whole head containment thing is really nice.
It is.
Yeah. And what are these bags over here? Those look brand new.
Those are brand new. That's one of the things we did new this year was get a lot more storage in the car, just so you'll carry more parts, spares, all the small stuff like fuses, maybe some wiring tools, etc. that really didn't fit in the original toolbox with all the big tools like our wrenches, pliers, hammers and stuff. And then some snacks. And, they also include an extra pouch here for Nalgene, or not Nalgene's, Camelbacks. We've got
smart
one there. We have the old Camelback holder that we used to have as well. And we'll probably just have that as an extra reserve of water, whether it be for the radiator or for myself and the co-driver.
Sure, of course. That is a cool looking machine. Radiators in the back. You got a spare drive shaft. This is where the spare tire is going to go. How big's the fuel cell?
It's a 32 gallon.
Those fans are cool. The shark fins are classy. You're going to see those flap around the desert. That's going to be great. Yeah, and then you got your lights folded up. How does that work?
It's just a bolt here, and it's loose at the moment, but they'll rotate forward and just tighten down.
Oh, great.
I'm not fancy enough yet to have them on a solenoid like some guys out there.
Yeah, the solenoid thing is definitely fancy. You got a Warren Xenon winch in the front.
Yep, Warren Xenon. Still got to get our synthetic line on there. We've got a new one. We had some burn spots in the old one, and instead of risking it, went ahead, got a new one, so we're not out there splicing winch line during the race. It should slow us down quite a bit.
That would slow anybody down. Tell me about your steering, hydro steering setup here. What's cool about it?
Yeah, so that's it's a full hydro system. We're using a PSC RAM, but after Hammers last year where we had a failure on our RAM mount, myself and Nathan from Good Mayhem Racing, we went ahead and welded on a new mount that I drew up in Fusion 360 and then had laser cut from Oshcut. It's, I think, what is it, one step below AR 500 sort of plate as far as the grade of metal.
Yep.
And then TIG welded onto the axle. Probably about 10 times more weld holding that new mount on than the original mount. So I think we should be able to keep it on for the duration of the race this year.
That's cool. Are the body panels new?
Some of these body panels are new. The hood, the grille, and this fender are new after a little hiccup over in Disney, Oklahoma at the last Ultra4 race we attended. We also won this little dent here in the bumper at that same instant.
Oh,
Came around.
that's a massive dent.
It was a right-hand turn into a sharp left, but the right hand was through the water onto a granite slab to a sharp left. And the car in front of us, who was the pole position car for the Everman Challenge, and we were the second position starting car. He blew the corner and made the decision to back up, and then I made the exact same mistake that he did, blew the corner and found him while he was in the process of backing up to try to make the corner. Can't really stop or turn very well on a granite slab that's covered in water.
Well, that, and also, I mean, you got these sweet, 37, 40-inch tires?
37s per the class rules. They're DOT tires, so they're not the stickiest things out there.
Mm-hmm.
And we do kind of have to run them at a higher pressure than your rock crawler would.
Sure.
To keep them alive at the speeds that we go.
Yeah, because the desert will have, like, a lot of extra force because you're driving fast compared to the rocks, right?
Yeah, and we don't go that slow through the rocks either.
No, the rocks definitely feel the pain when you guys drive over them. 4-link suspension in the front?
A triangulated 4-link in the rear and in the front.
Yeah, that's cool. These are aluminum links?
Yep, solid aluminum links. And then,
Wow.
was another one of our big learnings from King of the Hammers in 23 was to run properly shanked, and then we've also gone ahead and upgraded all of our suspension bolts to grade 9 hardware.
Mm-hmm.
With Stover lock nuts instead of nylocks, and then our shocks are also now held on with grade 9s and some fancy lock washers from Nordlock.
Yeah.
As well as everything's now been converted over to fine thread.
Sure. Yeah, and that allows you to have a longer shank going through there and stops it from bending as bad.
Yep, and even if you mess up a little when you have a fine thread bolt, and you might have some of the threads exposed, but the OD of that threaded section on a fine thread bolt is significantly more than a coarse thread. So
yes, it is.
and in case something's wrong, it's going to give you the best chances of success.
Yeah, it practically makes it stronger without getting a lot of extra weight. That's cool. Single shocks on every corner?
Yep, that's what the class rules dictate. Single shock per corner.
These are internal bypasses, maybe?
They are King internal bypasses. They're
Huge.
big 3-inch shocks with finned reservoirs, and trying our best to keep our suspension as happy as we can for the duration of the race.
Of course. That's part of the game, is just saving the car. But you have a lot of car that's easy to save. This thing's cool, man. Oh, wow. The exhaust pipes are no joke. Look at that. Those are huge. Like 4-inch pipes, 3-inch pipes?
3.5.
Wow.
We go our inch and 7/8 headers to dual 3.5s. We do have mufflers in the car. They muffle it somewhat.
Sure.
But they're tucked up in the belly pan. It's kind of hard to see them.
Well, it's easy to hear them. That's cool. And what transmission do you have in there? And what transfer case?
We run a Turbo 400. It's got a Reed super case. I think it's a Reed super case with mostly billet internals. There's a couple things that aren't. And then an Atlas Atlas transfer case. 3-to-1, if I remember correctly.
Beefy.
It is beefy stuff.
That's cool. So, where can people find you in the next week or two?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at UC Motorsports. We're also on the web with a website, and then at YouTube as well with UC Motorsports. But
yeah,
YouTube's a little inactive at the moment.
I can't understand why. You're only just making a cool race car, and the event is
King of the Hammers in 2024. This year, it will be broadcast on Nav TV. I think Nav TV. They're doing week or daily updates at the end of the day that you guys can catch if you subscribe to that channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then also King of the Hammers will have a live show almost every day of racing. We start on Tuesday with qualifying, and then we'll have a couple days, and we race on Friday, February 2nd.
Friday, February 2nd. You're going to get to see the UC Motorsports 680 Ultra4 car fly. And Colin is the driver. He's also the guy that loves on this thing throughout the rest of the year, and he's done a great job with it. I'm super stoked. So we will see you out in the desert, because I can guarantee you this is not my garage. I'm Nate with Good Mayhem Racing.